Hi, I'm Cass. Welcome back to the Modern Book Woman. Today we are going to do a haul, and I'm going to try to keep my intro brief because we have a lot of books, I'm not going to lie. These have been piling up on my floor, waiting for me to film this so that I can put them on my shelf, and it's getting a little bit out of control. So we are going to do this and then be able to move on with our lives. Really quickly, what I will say is that I'm only going to be going through books that are not part of my regular monthly subscriptions. I do subscribe to Owl Crate, to Illumicrate, and Fairy Loot, and I will film those hauls and unboxings in a separate video. I am going to include special editions that I ordered through those companies outside of the regular monthly subscriptions, as well as some special editions I ordered from other places. Let's go ahead and get started. So I'm going to start with the pretty ones. I haven't had a chance to clean these up yet and take off the stickers and whatnot, but this was a cover buy for me. This is The Sweet Nightmare by Tracy Wolff. I haven't read any of her books, but I've heard good things. And I'm just going to be honest, guys. It was a cover buy. Look how pretty this is. Plus, it has sprayed edges. So it's 30% off the hardcover price at Target, plus I bought this on a BOGO deal. So I got this for a really good deal. So if you've read this book or you've read any of her other books, let me know below. Like I said, it was a cover buy. This one I've heard a lot of hype about, and it has beautiful edges. It sounded up my alley, so I went ahead and got it also on the BOGO. And it's The Heaven Breaker by Sarah Wolff. That's funny, they're both Wolf. Are they related? No, they're spelled differently. That's funny. Okay. Anyway, this one has gorgeous edges. I couldn't pass it up. And then the next one is the first book by Trisha Levenseller, which she's also written. It's like Daughter of the Sea King or something like that. Whatever that series is. Which I also haven't read, but I've heard really good things about, and I have it on my TBR. But she just released the second book. The sequel in this series is coming out, I think, at the beginning of July. So she re-released this edition of the first book in this series called The Shadows Between Us. And look how pretty the edges are. Okay. Also ordered the sequel. Like I said, it's coming out at the beginning of July. It also has beautiful edges, also with a pink vibe. And even the hardcover underneath is really pretty. So, oh, here, look, you guys. Look, it's right on the back here. Daughter of the Pirate King. That's what it is. Daughter of the Siren Queen and Vengeance of the Pirate Queen. Also, if you've read that series, let me know your thoughts on that. You'll learn about me on this channel. I can never remember the name of things. Me and my friend laugh about it all the time because we're always mixing up the words. Just bear with me, okay? These next two books are from Kathy's Sprayed Edges, and I will link her shop in the comments below. But I am a rep for her for the summer, and so if you use my code, you get 5% off. I got 3 books from her this summer, and the first one is The Hurricane Wars, which I read and I did enjoy. I know this book has gotten a lot of kind of trash talk, but I actually really enjoyed it. It was a good time. I gave it 4 stars. I'll pick up the sequel. And are you ready for the edges? La! Isn't that beautiful? I just think they are absolutely stunning. Kathy does such a great job. So it's just lavender on the top and the bottom, but oh my gosh, it's so pretty. It's even prettier in person. I don't think it does it justice. This is what the hardcover looks like underneath. I'm super excited to have this one, and I believe the sequel comes out in December of this year. And this next book is also by Kathy, and I love this book. I believe I gave this book a 4.5 or 5 stars. It's a duology. It is YA. It's Asian folklore, and it's called The Six Crimson Cranes. The UK edition released a new colorway, and it's so gorgeous. And then Kathy did edges to match that are just stunning. So I couldn't resist getting another copy. This is the new colorway for Six Crimson Cranes. Absolutely stunning. And some of these are like metallic, so they sparkle, the stars in the sky. And then these are the edges. Is that not stunning? I mean, look, it's like a carryover and then it continues to the back. I just love it so much. And then the bottom is purple and the top is teal. Absolutely stunning. I'm really hoping that they come out with the sequel to this duology in the same colorway and that I'll be able to get the edges from Kathy as well because they are absolutely stunning. This is a Waterstones version and this is Can't Spell Treason Without T. It's got this kind of like foiled metallic on the cover, and then these are the end pages. This is signed by the author, and then we've got these edges. I've heard really mixed reviews about this book. I'm hoping that I enjoy it. Either way, it had dragons and it has beautiful edges, so it was really hard to resist. And then this one, I've heard nothing but really good things about this. This book is Five Broken Blades by Mai Corland, and of course the beautiful edges. This is like the standard first printing of the book. Absolutely gorgeous. These are the end pages. And I have this on my TBR. I'm waiting for the audio version to come in. If you've read this book, let me know your thoughts. Either way, I'm excited to have it on my shelf because it's really beautiful. And she just released the sequel, a cover reveal and edges, and it's gonna look so pretty next to each other. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. I think it's on Instagram. And then I picked this one up at Barnes & Noble. It's Real Americans by Rachel Kong. It's gotten great reviews, and I believe it's literature fiction, highly rated. And I like a good lit fic and Asian American stories. My kids, if you don't know, are half Japanese, so they're Asian American, and so it's just a topic that is very relevant for me and my family. So these are the edges. I thought they were just also stunning. So I'm excited to read this one. Next, the first three I did get through Target, and they are by Annabelle Monaghan. So I got all three of her books. Let's see, I read Nora Goes Off Script last year and I loved it. And I'm not a big rom-com person or a romance novel person. I really enjoyed it and picked up earlier this year, same time next summer. I ended up really liking this one as well. Now she just released her third book called Summer Romance. I'm excited to read, and I have it on my TBR. Like, I'm waiting also for the audiobook to come in from my library. I just think they're so cute. Like, the covers all match, and I got them on a I think I got them for like $7 each through the Target sale, and they will look so cute on my shelf. And I love her. So now I have all of her books. And then I picked up, let's see, I got this from Barnes & Noble. I had a bunch of rewards that I went recently and spent. So this is called SPQR by Mary Beard. I believe she has some like documentary series on Netflix or somewhere online. She is a really good historical all I know is that my boyfriend loves her work. This is about the Roman Empire. He bought the book. He loves it. He wanted me to read it. I picked it up. And then I got Better Than the Movies because I've seen so many people rave about this book. And you guys, I hate these stickers. But I will take it off. Just a little tip for you all. If you put a blow dryer on this on warm and you just like hover over the sticker for like 5 seconds just to like warm up the adhesive, they'll peel off really easily without leaving a bunch of residue or ripping. So that's my little trick, but I haven't done it yet. I'm not a huge, rom-com. I love rom-com movies, but I'm not a huge rom-com book person. But so many people that I trust have recommended this book and said I would enjoy it. So I'm gonna try it out. This is, I think, gonna be the next book I read when I finish the book I'm reading right now. So I will keep you posted on this one. And then these two, these were cover buys, you guys. I could not, look how beautiful. I guess for you guys it goes like this. So this is book 1, this is book 2. I just couldn't resist. They were stunning. I got these at Barnes & Noble, and this is by Isabel Ibanez, which is the same author of, what is the name of that book? It's the Egypt book, you guys. What is that book called? Does it say it on here? No. You guys, it's driving me crazy. What is the name of that book? Oh, What the River Knows. What the River Knows. That's what it's called. She wrote What the River Knows, a book I have on my shelf that I got in a fairy loot box, but I haven't actually read any of her stuff yet. But this book got the William C. Morris Debut Award, Finalist Award. So I figured it got an award. It's so pretty. It says, a lush tapestry of magic, romance, and revolution, drawing inspiration from Bolivian politics and history. I mean, I couldn't pass it up. I love it. And I love reading books based on folklore from other countries and other cultures. It's a really good way to learn. I'm excited to have those. If you've read What the River Knows, or if you've read this, I think it's a duology, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Is it something I need to move up my TBR? Let me know. Then these I am blaming on Sarah because she talked about this author in her vlogs, and she and I have very similar tastes. She's also not like a huge romance reader, but she loved Bringing Down the Duke by Evie Dunmore. And I know I'd heard about these books before, but she just loved this book and got the other 3. And so I just copied her, and I also got the other 3. So now I have all 4, even though I haven't read any of them, but I plan to. Bringing Down the Duke is on my TBR for next week, I believe. I think I'll be getting to this next week. But I also have The Gentleman's Gambit, A Rogue of One's Own, Portrait of a Scotsman, and then Bringing Down the Duke. And they're just so cute. Like, they're gonna look so cute on my shelf, and so I'm really hoping I like them. Next, I got these, I believe, from Target, because everyone I know who reads these gushes about how good this series is. And again, I'm not a big romance person, but even the booktubers that aren't big romance people have gushed about this book as well. So it's the Boys of Tommen series, Chloe Walsh. So Binding 13 and Keeping 13. So also got these on sale. So they are on my TBR. I talked about these in my vlog, but I listened to these books. So the first one is Blood and Steel by Helen Shore. I think the covers are stunning, and she's an indie author, and I like supporting indie authors and the indie publishing industry. So I picked up the books. First one, second one, Vows and Ruin. I talked about in my vlog how I didn't love this one. There was like so much smut in it. So if that's your thing, pick these up. You will love it. They are definitely a romantasy with a lot of spice, at least in book 2. And that's just not my thing, but I am enjoying the story otherwise. So I'm probably going to pick up the 3rd book. And if I like it, I will probably buy the 3rd and 4th books. The 4th book comes out next week, and it's the finale of the series. So let's do some more pretty ones. These are all in a smaller format. So they are either YA or they come in a, I can't think of the name of this format, but anyways. Okay, so first what I'm going to show you is, these are from Owl Crate, and the first one came in a box, but the sequel I had to order as a special edition outside of my monthly subscription. So I'm just going to show you, it just came in the mail this week. I pre-ordered it, and so I thought I would show them to you together. And that is Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent, and Ashes and the Star-Cursed King. And this one came in my December YA box, I believe. Everyone's been trying to get their hands on it, so I'm so glad that I had a subscription. So this is what it looks like. The inside has beautiful end pages with foiling. The hardcover is foiled. There's a foiled quote on the back, and it has the alternate cover on the inside with the beautiful painting. But I'm probably going to keep the original covers out just so that I can see them on my shelf, because otherwise there's no title on the other cover, which is kind of fun if I'm just displaying it for art. And then Ashes and the Star-Cursed King, I love how they like have the same theme and they match, and also has a quote on the back. But this one is red with red edges. Did I show you that this one has blue edges? So that's what they look like. And then the inside end pages with a red hardcover that's foiled, and also a quote on the back, and an alternate cover, which looks like this. These next two are a spin-off of 6 Crimson Cranes that I showed you earlier. This is called Song of the Six Realms. This is the Waterstones version that's signed by the author. And look at the edges. So pretty. I just loved it. Couldn't pass it up. These are the end pages. I just love this art style. I love it so much. And like I said, I love the Asian folklore. And then I received the same book in one of my subscription boxes, so I'm only showing you to compare. And because I flipped the cover inside out, so this one had the alternate cover. You can see it has no title on it, but I thought that the art was really beautiful. And I wanted to put it up on my shelf as like an art piece, like a freestanding, you know, piece of art, like on my shelf. So it has like rose gold sprayed edges. And this is from Owl Crate, and it's the same book. This is what the original cover looked like. It has foil naked back, hardback, and then this was the original cover. I love the art style, but I just loved this mural so much that this is the first time I've flipped it around, and I'm going to display it on my shelf. Okay, and then I ordered this series from Waterstones because I love The Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Waterstones came out with their own special editions. And this is the only one I have so far, but I've ordered the other 2. They just haven't come yet, which is funny because this is the second one. So I don't know why I don't have the first one yet, but this is the Good Girl, Bad Blood, and it has these sprayed edges. It does not come with a dust jacket. It's just like a naked canvas hardback. It's kind of metallic, printed on there. That's what it looks like. And I love the edges. And then all the other 2 books in this series are in the same colorway. They're like red and black and silver, but they have different edges, and I believe the hardcovers are different colors. I will share those when I get them. And this last book is also from Kathy's Sprayed Edges, and I haven't read the book yet, but I've read Ali Hazelwood's other books, and I have enjoyed them. So, and then my friends told me, you have to read this book, 5 stars. If you've read this, let me know your thoughts. But it's Bride by Ali Hazelwood. And these are the edges. I just couldn't pass it up. I just thought it was so pretty. And I was like, look, if I do end up loving this book, I want those edges. So I have them. I will link everything for her shop down below. I also have Heartless Hunter by Kristen Cicerelli. I give this book 5 stars. This is the American edition. I also received the Owl Crate edition in one of my sub boxes, and that's what this one looks like. And then I also have the UK editions, which in the UK it is titled The Crimson Moth, and it's a bigger format book. This is the UK edition, which I just couldn't pass it up. Like, it's so beautiful. And I love the book. So this is definitely one of my favorite fantasy books of the year. I just love the aesthetic of this so much. I love the red. I love the moth. Something about it. It has such beautiful witchy vibes, and I am a beautiful witchy vibe girl. So, and then I ordered this hard copy of By the Orchid and the Owl by Mariah Montoya. I have not read this book yet. It's high up on my TBR. I've heard nothing but good things. Literally every person I've seen that's read this book has given it 5 stars. And the cover is just absolutely stunning. I love the artwork. And this is printed right on, I think this is called a library binding or something. It's like it's just printed right on the hardcover. There's no dust jacket. I also have the paperback version, but I found out she's from Boise area, which is where I live, and she's doing a book signing, and so I wanted to have a hardback book for her to sign. So I got this. This is the UK version of Where the Dark Stands Still. I've heard good things, but again, I just love the vibes. Look how beautiful this cover is. This was kind of a cover buy, but I did hear good things about it. It says, a cursed forest, a twisted bargain, a love eternal. It's got like the evil forest vibes with the purple mushrooms and the like stormy green sky with the moon and a butterfly. It's all my favorite things. I couldn't resist it. This is Hera by Jennifer Saint, and I have all of her other Greek mythological retellings. I read Ariadne, I have Electra, and what am I called? Atlanta, and then Hera, and this one's signed by the author. I got it from Waterstones because it's the UK edition. And I will definitely be reading this because I really like Greek mythology retellings. This is from Barnes & Noble. It is Siddhartha with the French book flaps. I just thought it was beautiful and it's a classic. I just couldn't pass it up. I love Matt Haig. I read this book. I loved the book. I like his other books as well. So pick this up finally for my shelf. This is another copy of Serpent and the Wings of Night. This is the UK paperback edition. I just think it's beautiful with the snake. And I will pick up the sequel. The UK paperback edition to the sequel is coming out in November, I think. September, October, November, sometime this fall. So I will be picking up the sequel. I just wanted a paperback copy that I could go back through and annotate because, as I said, I do not annotate my special editions. And also I wanted a copy that I could lend out. These next two I got on a deal. A Secret History of Witches, which I read and really, really liked a lot. Like, I think I gave it a 4 or a 4.5. And this is another book by the same author that is part of the Interconnected series. And I believe it's the next book she wrote. And it's called The Great Witch of Brittany, which I've heard really good things about. And we're down to the last 4 books, you guys. Okay, no, 5. I have one more. This is the original Ginny Moon by Benjamin Ludwig. And this is the UK edition. I want the American edition, but I think it was only available in hardback, and I wanted this particular book in paperback because I also want to go back and annotate this. But this is such a cute, wholesome book told from the perspective of a teenager with trauma and autism. So good. Highly, highly recommend this book. And then I picked up Elsie Silver's new book, Wild Love, even though I haven't read her other books. I've seen nothing but good things about it, so I wanted to have it when I'm ready to read it. Wanted to have it on my shelf. This is another version of Can't Spell Treason Without Tea, but this is the American paperback, and it has the pretty edges. And I love the artwork. Like, isn't it pretty? I just think it's so cute. But I've heard really mixed reviews, so I don't know. Again, if you've read this story, let me know what your thoughts were. And I picked up the UK paperback edition of Babel, which I read earlier this year. 5 stars. Such a good book. I know this was like all the rage last year, but I didn't get to it until this year. But again, I want to go back and annotate. I have so many annotations I want to do on this book. So last but not least, my boyfriend bought me The Creative Act, A Way of Being, because he knows that I'm a creative person, that I love books, that I'm trying to write my own book. And he's been reading this book and said it is excellent, and I'd heard other good things about it, and it was on my wish list. So he got this for me, which was very sweet. And that is it, you guys. Let me see how many books I have. How many books did we go through? 46 books, you guys, and I just realized I missed one more. And this is Fault Lines by Emily Itami. This is Japanese translated to English. It's a lit fic novel. It's not super long. It's so good. The cover is gorgeous. I ordered this specific cover because I love the Asian city vibes because that's where it takes place. It's been a little bit since I read this now, but I'm pretty sure it's from, I think it takes place in Tokyo. I love the cherry blossoms. If you're not a mom, I don't think you'll appreciate this book so much. But if you're a mom, especially if you're a mom of young children, or you've been married with children for a while and you're kind of feeling that day-to-day mundanity and like frustration with the life that you're living, pick this book up. I thought it was really, really good. and there were some really good quotes in here. So 46 books, y'all. That was a lot of books. So if you're still here, drop a book emoji in the comments and tell me if you read any of these books, what your thoughts are, if there are any that I need to move to the top of my TBR. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.